Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lena Killer Show. Today we'll be going over the ship Annapolis. It's a super ship in World of Warships. So without further ado, let's get into it. So our armor layout, you'll notice that we have 27 millimeters at the front of the deck, all around. Middle of the deck is 30 millimeters. Superstructure is 16 all around. Turret face is 203 millimeters. Turret side is 95 millimeters. Turret top is 102 millimeters. Rear plate is 51 millimeters. Our aft deck is 27 millimeters. Our armor belt is 30 millimeters. And we have a strip of 170 millimeter armor and then 30 millimeter armor toward the bottom. And then your stern parts here, you get 40 millimeters here, 40 millimeters there. Our barbette armor is 160 all around for the barbettes. Top of our deck here is 102 for the Citadel. We have the Citadel torpedo bulkhead at 15 millimeters. Keep in mind that normally your torpedo armor belt is going to be in front of that. Citadel bottom 40 millimeters. Citadel warship 30 millimeters. Aft Citadel warship 120. 4 Citadel warship 30. 127, 160 there. So when you're shooting your shells, obviously you want to aim a little below the water line. You want to try to get them in right here on this 30 millimeter section if you can. Survivability, it has 5,600 hit points. Torpedo damage reduction, 16%. Artillery is 4x3 203 millimeter guns. You have 2 bursts, 5.4 second reload. Your interval between shots is 1.5 seconds. Number of bursts is 2. You are getting enhanced accuracy on this. That's about your only benefit. Otherwise, I recommend normal mode most of the time, unless you're really intent on taking that penalty of 40 seconds for a reload. Because if you added up two bursts, right? You have to wait 1.5 seconds versus 2 times reloading of these shells is around 10.8 seconds for 2 salvos of this in normal mode. So I do not feel that the burst mode is worth it unless you're really trying to get something like a destroyer or something. Keep that in mind. Secondary armament, 3.6 seconds, 6x 127s. You'll notice it's the Austin guns there. 16.2 range on those. You get 2 attack flights of airstrikes. They do 3,400 damage. Maximum range is 6 kilometers. Reload time 90 seconds. Your AA is basically the same as Des Moines, except upgraded. You get the upgraded guns now for your flak, which is nice. 50% reinforcement continuous damage 544, fire range 6 kilometers there. Maximum speed on Annapolis is 34.7 knots. Turning circle radius is 860 meters. Rudder shift time is 7.2 seconds. Detectability at sea 8.3 in smoke, up to 17.6 when ship is on fire. 16.2 when ship is firing a main battery gun shell. Detectability range by subs 0 to 11.1 kilometers. Detectability range by air 11.1 normally. You're on fire or firing a shell, 14 to 15. Assured detectability range is 2.0 kilometers. I have grease the gears, incoming fire alert, last stand, demolition expert, heavy HE and sap shells, superintendent, top grade gunner, and outnumbered for my skills. The reason why I chose superintendent over adrenaline rush is because I found that more consumables offers me more utility in battle. That and the extra heal is beneficial. Equipment. I have main battery modification 3 to cut down on the time of that burst fire mode. I have steering gears mod 2. Concealment modification 1 would be optimal. I just like to have an enhanced turn. I have propulsion modification 1 in this slot. Ideally, probably damage control system modification 2 or airstrike modification 1. depending on how many submarines you're going to have to be dealing with whenever these drop to normal modes. Aiming systems modification 1. Engine room modification 1 I have equipped. Main armaments mod 1. Your burst fire mode gets the benefit of 25% more accuracy at the cost of additional 30 seconds of... Well, you can cut it down with main battery modification 3, right? You're still waiting around 23 seconds more for firing 2 rounds of more accurate Annapolis fire mode. If you get what I mean. Damage control party 1. You get the choice of Def AA or hydroacoustic search. You have Des Moines radar right here. And your standard cruiser heal there. Without further ado, let's take Annapolis into battle. In the current state that Annapolis is in, I don't recommend the burst fire mode unless you really are going after a target you prefer to hit, like a destroyer or something at the start of the battle. But as soon as you use that burst fire, switch to standard fire, because they're essentially taking Des Moines' gimmick, giving it to Annapolis, but instead you can sit there and take the penalty of 23 to 30 seconds longer reload for that burst fire. More like 25 seconds to 32 seconds when you think about it. It's only worth it if you're really going after something you really want to hit. Like if you're aiming for a citadel perhaps, but I would only switch to that after you're fully reloaded on your shells. You're going to have to take that long penalty for the burst fire mode, and that's what you got to take into account. Look at the ship, about the middle part of the ship there is where you want to aim with your shells to sink Annapolis faster. As I said before, I am just not in favor of these ships being in normal game modes. I would rather these be special grand battle mode type ships that come around every once in a while for special events, not implemented into the main game tech tree like they currently intend on doing. See that volcano having that nice effect there? It's pretty nice. I think this map's name is Hotspot, after all. Keep it in the standard, I guess, for now, since I'm entering a cap. I'm right by a cap. All burst fire really does is give you that ability to fire 2 salvos at once, and the increased accuracy. Those are really the only benefits to it. Wouldn't recommend it for most engagements. I'm sure there's a destroyer in here, right? Shimakaze. See the Shimakaze behind islands, there's not much I can do. Let's say if I wanted to sit there and go after Conde here for a minute. Fire off them shells, switch back to standard. I'm not going to bother with the burst fire for a while, unless I know it's safe. See, that's the Conde's burst fire right there coming through. I think Conde gets 3 bursts, what I remember. I'm not sure what the penalty is. Just imagine them sticking this burst fire mechanic on lower tier ships. How that's gonna wreck the balance down there. The lower tiers. I'm the only one noticing what problems this can cause, I hope. Far out of range is he? He's out of range. You can make the Armament for extended range mod on this ship, of course. I just chose the enhanced reload because I wanted to be able to get that burst fire time down a little bit because it's a huge penalty.
Thank you.
Shimakaze torps right there.
Direct front. Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Just imagine this. We're becoming Torpedo City now, and it's ridiculous. Seriously.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
How much damage I'm down. Just from that alone.
Problem solved, sir.
It's just crazy. You can see why I opted for the extra heal now, I hope. I'm just gonna chill back here for a little bit. Guess not. Conde has other plans. It's gonna come around the bend, isn't it? Yamato going directly into the cap. So give him an assist with the radar, huh? In a scenario like this, where the destroyer is leaving cap, obviously you make the argument for the burst fire to be used. None of my shells hit.
Enemy battleship sighted. Requesting assistance.
Something just feels off about the shells. They don't feel quite the same as Des Moines. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. For that.
Enemy battleship sunk.
So yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but something just feels off about the shells. Feel quite the same as Des Moines. That Shimakaze is probably around here somewhere, just really preventing us from really getting a good advance here. We got the enemy Annapolis right there, making his way around. Prisoner Conde and Nevsky are pretty far back. So I'll wait here till I get some more support. No use in pushing when I'm on such low health. I don't know what that Yamato's thinking. Really don't. Dude, oh, you need to retreat. That's what you need to do.
Get back!
Should be doing is getting back. Shoot over this.
Requesting assistance.
Getting overshadowed here. See, in certain cases, burst fire can become effective at the last minute if you really just... It's all about your timing on that burst fire, really. That's the biggest thing. Alvin and a Shimakaze left. Interesting.
All forces, capture that area.
I suppose we can take a look at the Conde and what he's doing here. See, it's got that weird carnival funnel thing going on with it. Probably the most unique super ship if you think about it. See what he does here. Firing some shells off at that destroyer. You can kind of see that the Moyne's burst fire is really iffy on when you use it, because if your normal shells are reloaded, you can quickly go into that burst fire, but you're going to be hit with that long reload penalty, of course. So that's an important thing to note about that. What's going on over here? We got an A Nevsky by Karsten _ SCH _ EU. Let's see what he's doing. Sitting over there. These cruisers, they should really just stick together and fire off that radar here when you feel the need to. Hanover sitting on. He's still got some decent amount of health here. This is the super ship for the Germans here right now. Got them 483mm guns on it. You can see there in the secondaries, it's consumable as a charge one. It has to build up charge, and then it can fire off enhanced secondaries, which go out to 14 kilometers and have increased accuracy, I believe. Conde doing the burst fire. Let's see the results. Maybe we can catch up quickly. Looks like they hit. Alright, Conde's out of the fight. So we'll switch over to A Nevsky here for a little bit. They do. Oh man, they got all the caps capped here. good. So I'm surprised that there isn't more bigger guns that could have stuck on this. Makes me wonder what designs they're going to pull out of the archives for the ships. These aren't going to be the only super ships, and there's the enemy Conde firing off shots at the A Nevsky. Heretic underscore cross Bowman underscore RU is facing off against A Nevsky Carson underscore SCH underscore U. Okay, seriously, what's with the underscores? Not just do a space. It's just a cool thing to do. See that our Hanover is trying to retake the caps here. It's the last one left. Engi 2006 underscore U. So it plays this round out, shall we? Enemy Conde right here. Firing some shells back and forth at each other, of course. This is just an impressive viewpoint on the top of the map, I think. Our volcano right here. Get up close to it a little bit. I understand if you guys don't want to watch the rest of this battle, I totally get it. But just remember to like, watch, and subscribe for future World of Warships videos. This video is just going to continue. I'll just commentate over this a little bit. I'm just impressed by the art team and the way they're able to pull off these map designs. Come on, Kenji, can you get it? Neck and neck right now. Ah, man, we lost, didn't we? I got up to 49,000 damage. I took out one of theirs. 101 shells fired. It's like XGT YRO underscore RU Hanover took me out. I got some damage to him too. Into the Conde. Overall, I find Annapolis to be a decent successor to Des Moines. I just feel like something's off about the shells. I just can't quite place it yet. It's like the normal firing mode doesn't seem to be quite as accurate as Des Moines. Maybe it's just me. It just feels a little different. But thank you for watching my video today on Annapolis. Have a good day. Please remember to get in on this PTS while it's going on for 10.10 and leave your feedback. Get them to change their minds on these super ships.